We live? We are live. I see everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes before everyone gets a chance to hop on here. But before we start, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me on a Monday morning. I know on the West Coast it's a little bit early, but I appreciate you waking up early and spending some time with me. My name is Alwyn Gregorio, and I'm with Schwarzkopf Professional. And today we are going to talk all about our new product, IGORA Zero AM. I hope that everyone has kind of already seen it and a little bit of hype about it. So really what I'm going to do today is kind of talk all about what's different, how it's new, how it's different from all the rest of our products, how to use it. And we're actually going to do a little bit of a demo. I have a gracious client here, Kara, who I've just done her hair with it, and she looks fabulous. I'm going to show you how I did a version of my version, anyway, of an expensive brunette, and we're going to do it on a mannequin that I have here. So hopefully you have some time to stick around and enjoy. All right, hang on just a second. Oh, I'm seeing some comments coming in. Awesome. Hello, Texas. Hi, Massachusetts. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hi from California. All right. Okay, so let's talk about it. Zero M is our new product color line from Schwarzkopf, and I'm not sure if you've all ever heard of Essensity, which is our kind of free from line that had zero ammonia in the past. Hi, Minneapolis, Florida, New Hampshire. Hello, everyone. Anyway, so IGORA Zero M is kind of a new version of Essensity. It's like, every year we come up with a new initiative or a new innovation, and we want to try and make things better. So basically, IGORA Zero M is our newer, better version of Essensity. So what's a little bit different? IGORA Zero M, as the name explains, is a zero ammonia hair color. It is also vegan. Staying in line with the Essensity whole free from philosophy. It's zero fragrance. We have zero silicones in it. So it's just, I don't know if you've remember if anyone has actually used Essensity before. When I used it, the one thing I noticed all the time was how shiny and healthy the hair looked afterwards. So we've actually kept that, but made it a little bit better too, because along with having zero ammonia, we've added grapeseed oil and apricot kernel oil, and also omega-9, which just gives it a really, really soft, healthy sheen. Also, what it does, those oils that are infused in the color, it actually helps the color molecules and the pigments penetrate deep into the cuticle, so you have a more even look or a more even coverage. We have it also, of course, helps with the care, and that you'll notice from the softness and the sheen and just like the healthy glow that it gives to the hair. Let's see. I'm going to look in and see if we have any quick questions. Will the colors different or are they the same? That's a great question, because so what we realized is in this day and age, a lot of our salons are downsizing a little bit, or even people are going solo. Having Igor Royal and also Vibrance and also a Blonde Me, it was really hard to keep a full line of Essensity in the salon also. So what we did was take that out and then make IGORA Zero M, but enable it to be used with all of our IGORA Royal oil developers. So you don't have to have separate developers, which is great, because then you have a lot more space in wherever you're working. And for me, I went from owning a salon for 10 years, downsizing, closing it, and going solo. So I'm an independent person who works basically out of one station. So having the full line of Essensity wasn't going to work for me anymore, which I was bummed about. But now we have 0M, so I can keep the colors, which we have a full line. It's 46 colors, and they are in line with our IGORA Royal. So the numbering system is almost exactly the same. For instance, like we have 646 in, or 6-46 in IGORA Royal, also in IGORA Vibrance. We also now have it in IGORA Zero M. So the coloring, the color boxes, the numbers, the tone direction, all the levels are all exactly the same as our IGORA Royal. Yes, it is a permanent line, but what the cool thing is, which is a little bit different from all of the rest of our products, is that we can use it with a 10, 20, 30, or 40 volume in IGORA Royal developers, but we can also make it a demi, and especially almost kind of like TBH does with the tone softener, but we can use it with Vibrance 6 volume to make it more of a refresh. Yes. So the difference between having zero ammonia is, yes, we are using an MEA instead of ammonia. Now, the ammonia is great and it does exactly what it's supposed to do, but I feel like some people want a more, or they hear ammonia, they think, oh, that's a dangerous chemical, or that's, I'm allergic to it or something like that. So MEA is separate to that. It doesn't have an odor. It doesn't have a fragrance to it. So people feel a little bit more comfortable with the fact that that's not in their product. Let's see, is gray coverage better than Essensity? Yes. So we have improved the gray coverage. And actually, I'm going to show you the book. So it's beautiful. My daughter would call this really aesthetic. If you have a teenager, that's kind of their thing. But you'll see that we have all 46 shades in there. Now I'm going to show you up close. These are our naturals. These, the -0 and the -00, are 100 up to 100% gray coverage. And all the rest of our tones would be considered our fashion tones. Slight difference with that in between 0M and IGORA Royal is our fashion shades will cover up to 50% rather than 70% like IGORA Royal. But if you intermix, obviously, with one of our naturals in a ratio of 2-to-1, you can have up to 100% gray coverage with any formula that you use. I'm going to just see if we have any more. Hi from Thailand. Wow. Welcome. Let's see. How do we order a book? I think that you will, if you order an intro, the book will come with it. If it's using MEA, is there something special to wash it out? Actually, I've found that just washing it out with, do a really good, obviously, rinse. I'll show you with my client. I just use Fiber Clinic's shampoo and treatment at the back bar, and I had no problem rinsing it out at all. Processing time is exactly the same. It's as IGORA Royal would be. It's 30 to 45 minutes. So as you'll see, it's a little bit different than IGORA Royal. I'm going to stand to the side so I can actually read. So we have our -0 and -00, which are our naturals, and they're up to 100% gray coverage. Then we have our Cendre or Ash or Matte. We have a -1 series. We have -19, -23, and -31. And then in our beiges and golds, we have a -42, a -46, and a -55. In chocolates, we have a -6, -67, -68, and -77. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, reds, -77, -88, and -99. And then what's actually really cool about this is we've kind of melted a couple of lines together within the IGORA Zero M, because we have our what would be considered kind of the similar to our absolutes. So these would be up to 100% gray coverage also, which is our -50 line and our -60. And then we have 4 high lift tones that we can lift up to 3 levels with. let's see. Well, actually, this is a really, really thin book. It's not large at all, so it won't take up much space at all, but you'll get all the information in there that you really need. So let's see. I feel like then we have a great range of tones, 46 shades in all. So it doesn't take up an awful lot of space in your cabinet. But for those clients that do really feel like that ammonia is not their thing, then you have something in your tool belt basically to help them out, right? So I'm going to bring in Kara, I'm going to show you what her hair looks like. We did her hair this morning. And come on over, Kara, say hi. So the lighting is a little odd, so we're going to bring her in forward. If you can see how shiny, first of all, this is. We did a kind of a version of an expensive brunette, so you can see how nice and the nice depth that you get. And actually, if we turn it around the opposite side. And then I'm going to show you a technique that I used. I used our L series for some of these kind of highlighted areas right here. But you see all that depth and shine that she gets. It's absolutely really, really beautiful. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Kara. I'm going to pop her back in a little while. Is it a progressive color? No, it stops at 45 minutes. So if you leave it on for longer, then that's up to you. Thank you. Thank you. She is beautiful. Thank you so much, Kara, for coming in. All right. So I'm going to actually bring in my mannequin. So I will basically do exactly what I did to Kara. I'm going to bend this so we can see the mannequin a little better. So what I did for her here, I'm going the opposite way, is it's to save some time. Well, I'll speak for a minute. To save some time, I actually did her root touch-up. So almost exactly like Kara, she started with a level 6. It was some older highlights in there that we had covered with vibrance. And also she had teensy little bit of gray, maybe like 20%. So we did a base color all over, which I'm going to look at my notes. We did 6-31 and 7-0, 1-to-1 with 10 volume. So that's exactly what I did on the mannequin so that we don't have to go through all that. Everyone knows how to do a root touch up, right? So I basically did the same thing. Although in the front, I really just brought it down like a half an inch. And in the back, I brought it down maybe about 2 inches. And then what I did, if we can see, all right, now I'll pull it down. So I separated the back into 4 sections. And I did, if you can see, I did a U shape on all of them, just like that. So we're going to go in with our highlight in that U shape. So I really feel like this is a great demonstration of something that's quick and easy to do. I probably did this in about a half an hour or so, maybe 45 minutes. It took me to do the base color and also to refresh ends and do highlights all in 45 minutes. So, and you almost get a full highlight kind of look. Hi, Kat. Nice to see you. All right. So I've done the base color. So I'm going to put my gloves on. And we'll just talk about I'm actually going to show you right here. This is my model. So if you can tell in the base, I did 6-31 and 7-0, 1-to-1 with 10 volume. And then I alternated the sections. I kind of melted the IGORA Zero AMM into on the first section would be 7-42 and 7-1, 1-to-1 with 10 volume. And then the number 2 formula is 6-46 with 10 volume. And then my highlight is actually L-44 with 40 volume. Now you know that you can use that on, because I'd already used vibrance on her, but it was a level 6. I'm able to actually get through that with the L series. And I didn't want to use any lightener because I thought that we didn't really need it. We're going for like mostly a brunette look. So I really just wanted it to add in some dimension. All right. So my first thing to do is get all of these sections out of the way. And I start with my bottom section. Do we have any big questions out there that I missed that maybe I should get to while I'm doing this? I don't see anything. Okay. All right. So I'm really taking this bottom section, and because it's going in a U shape, I go like that. It goes higher up on either side. So I'm going all the way across. I don't need to take a bunch of different sections, and I'm taking up kind of like a chunkier, I would say, kind of, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. I'm actually going to use the foil on here so you can see. So it doesn't have to be, we're not going to go all the way up to the root area because like I said, I dragged the root down to about 2 inches. So I really just need this to go and melt in with the rest. So this is my L-44. And because, the way all of our products really work well together, I can really blend that in nicely. And I don't have one of those kind of weird lines in there that doesn't look natural. So it's a really nice blend. And just like this mannequin, she has basically like a level 6. There are some highlights in there. I kind of highlighted it to look like Kara's hair was when I saw her. So I'm going to push that out of the way. I'm going to pull it up and just clip it out of the way. Now my first section on the bottom is going to be my 7-42 and 7-1. And I'm really just starting it right where the last color ended, like the 6-31 and 7-0 are. And I'm blending that all the way down. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, has anyone been in Cosmoprof this past weekend? But did anyone notice one of our end caps that now we have so many options for gray coverage? We just did a really awesome photo shoot in California a couple of months ago where was the first time we'd actually used 0M, and we were so happy with the results. So you'll see actually on that end cap, there's a beautiful blonde that we got from that. And it was a great coverage client also because they were all wear. And you'll see what coverage we got. It was so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to drop that out. My towel. Could you pass me that towel? Sorry. Thank you. Let's see. How would you formula 8-7-7? So if let's see, she was a gray coverage. So maybe I would go in with an 8-maybe 8-0. 7-7 basically looks kind of this very similar to that. So maybe you could go in with the 8-0 and 7-77 might give you the same result. Or very similar to it anyway. But that's the really cool thing about this new line is that you're able to use it with our oil developers because there's so much, it's almost like the same result you would have gotten from Essensity because of the oil that's actually in the tube of 0M and our regular oil developers, that it gives you that much shine, that much care, and also, the coverage that you get. So now I'm doing the same thing on this second section. Now, if you wanted it to have a little less dimension in there, you don't have to do as much of this. But honestly, it's 4 sections that you're taking in the back that's going to end up looking like almost it's a full highlight. So going to go back in again with my 7 dash or L-44, which is basically a beige, which I love actually for someone who's, especially a client that's really going to be into the 0M may not actually want to use a lightener, like a bleach lightener. So this is something that you can use that will give you pretty natural results, being that it's a beige and you don't have to use a bleach. So it kind of speaks to that client all the way through the service. So there we go. That's our second one. I'm going to put that out of the way. And then this second section now is going to be 6-46. So I kind of wanted it to have a little bit, like some of it would be on the cooler brown side, some of it would be on the warmer brown side, which is what I think makes it like an expensive brunette kind of thing, because you just see so many different tones. So I really like that we kind of mixed it around. They're both beiges, being that the primary tone is a -4, but on the second one, it's more of a cooler tone direction, and the 4-6 is more of a warmer tone direction. And it glides, like it's so easy to glide through the hair. And you'll even see just by looking at, like, look at the shine of that already. It just, I think it's the oil in it that just makes it so easy to glide through. I know that I see that someone said they don't have a 5-7. We didn't want to make the line a huge line, because then that would kind of defeat the purpose of having a smaller line for that. But obviously, if you want to make a -5-7, you can make it, because we've given you all the, the tools to kind of formulate yourself to make the dash, or the 5-7, I think it was. So it says, yes, with the gray coverage shades -0 and -00, you'll get up to 100% gray coverage. Now, with the rest of them, you'll get up to 50% gray coverage. But if you intermix a -0 or a -00 into your fashion formula at a ratio of 2-1, meaning 2 parts your fashion to 1 part your natural gray coverage tone, you'll still get 100% gray coverage. Okay, so that's our second one down. And now we'll go to the third. So yes, IGORA Royal. Now we don't even have to have any of the old developers or any, like we used to have the Essensity developers. Now we can use it with IGORA Royal. So it gives you a lot more room in your space. You don't have to carry as much. And as a salon owner, I know that, saving some money and being able to use one thing for multiple options is key for me. And obviously I'm going to make some money with that. The ammonia, how is it? Ammonia is in the tube. Ammonia is in the tube, not in the developer. So we can use, because you have, let's see. All right, going back to 7-42. Yeah, so the 0 ammonia means that it's been replaced with an MEA in the tube. And a lot of people, I honestly will say ammonia is it's actually a natural thing, and MEA is not. But a lot of people have issues with the smell of ammonia. So, and, they might get a reaction to that. So that goes towards our, we're free from kind of philosophy that we're taking that away. So it'll give your clients the nicest, more pleasant experience. All right, now we're going back to the 6-46. Let's see. Oh, L series is not actually only used for virgin hair. If you have hair that's been colored at a level 6 or lighter than that, you can actually go through that. That's a really fun, cool thing about the L series. So if it's been previously colored with a level 6 or lighter, you can break through that. Now on the other side, we're going to do our 6-46. You'll see that this really doesn't take much time at all. And so easy to blend and distribute through the hair, which obviously probably has something to do with that grapeseed oil and the apricot kernel oil, which is just like it's such a pleasure to work with. Is there ammonia and vibrance? No ammonia and vibrance either. Okay. Clean my hands a little bit. Yes, thank you, Ian. PTD, no PPD. All right, on to our next and last section at the back. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually add a little highlight right there. I'm actually going to leave it because I like the depth that's right here, because I am trying to just achieve a really nice, deep brunette. So I like depth right at the crown. I think it just adds more interest and it makes what's underneath, and if there's any kind of dimension, it makes it pop a little bit more. This is definitely super easy to glide through. So I'm not even using an awful lot of product, and it just seems to glide right through. This is the new IGORA Zero AMM color line that we've just launched, that will be in place of our Essensity line, which is our free from. So no ammonia, no silicones, no fragrances. We've added a lot more oils to it. So because of these oils, you'll actually get a better color penetration. You'll get healthier, shinier hair. It'll help seal the cuticle. So it's really a really natural, really beautiful kind of glow to the end results that just still looks super natural. Okay, now we're going to come around to the front, and this is where it's a little bit interesting. And this is why your clients like to come see you for this, because other things they can kind of do themselves, or they feel like they can do it themselves. So I've done a couple of diagonal forward sections on either side. And if you'll notice, on both sides, I've taken a section out on a deep kind of zigzag. And this I'm going to make all L-7 or L-44. So it's a little bit of a bright pop of a lighter brunette right around the face. But because I did it in the zigzag fashion, that you'll see that this hair kind of comes over it, so it pops out. So it's not really so much like an Alice band or a major money piece. It just kind of naturally looks like it's a brighter section in the front. So I'm going to split those. I have already used my 6-31 and 7-0 at the root. So I'm really just going to blend it right into the color. All right. So here's my L-44. And I like to kind of feather it up into the color. That's why I love working with all Schwarzkopf products, because it really is so easy to blend everything together. You don't get weird lines. Okay. Now, let's see, do we have anything else? How much lift can be achieved with this color line? So it's about up to 2 levels of lift. So it's a little bit different than IGORA Royal, but you can get up to 3 levels of lift with our 10 series, and we have 4 shades in that series. So you could still use it. I mean, I feel that the client that wants an ammonia-free and is in that like free from kind of mindset are not the clients that want major lift and have their hair be completely different than their natural hair. So I think that that's perfect for them. You know, you have a product for every kind of client, and this is perfect for that client that still wants to keep everything fairly natural. So it really works for that. Okay, and I'm doing this other zigzag area. Oh, wrong one. Can everybody see what I'm doing? Anyone questions? Also, with the line, we have an improved neutralization, which is really great because I do remember with Essensity that everything still was a little bit warmer, whereas because we're kind of mirroring the IGORA Royal line, it actually has a lot more neutralizing. And people, I think it's just, you know, we're in that season where people just want more of like a neutral, natural kind of look rather than the really warm looks as we've had in the past. Okay, so that's the zigzag front. Basically, it's kind of like a money piece. We still have Essensity color and developers left. Will the company give any kind of credit? That I think you'll actually have to ask your distributor about. They may, I'm not sure. Can we mix tone concentrates from Royal? I am not sure about that one. If someone in the back end, I have Meg and Joey helping me out. So if they could just pop that in, that would be great. I'm actually not sure about that one. Okay, so same thing. I'm going in. And this time I'm taking kind of zigzag sections right at the top of the top section. So if you can see right here, see that zigzag right there? So we're going to do the L-44 on that. I keep taking two foils. Okay. All right. Yes, my client Kara had about 25% maybe gray, and everything is perfectly covered, and it looks beautiful. I'll bring her back in a second so we can all have a look at it again. I'm going to do that instead. Okay. Let's see. So we'll continue that. Get this out of the way. And then this section is going to be all 7-42 and 7-1 together. So the end result is really just a very natural, really super shiny, a little bit multi-dimensional because you have that L-44 pops coming in there, but with the 7-42, which is probably one of my favorite tones in IGORA Royal also, and 7-1 to kind of neutralize the brassiness that we did already have in here, and it neutralizes perfectly. And then this top one, we'll do very last one. And one more. I'm sorry, let's do it on this side. My colors around here. So my arm is not in your face. So again, I'm going to just go to the top and take kind of triangular zigzag sections out of that. If you can see that there, let's see. Can we see that? Yep. All right. And this is the last highlight. So basically I've gone in and just done maybe 10 highlights all the way through the head. So I'm blending that in with the root color. Now at the very start, at the very front in the hairline, I kind of went maybe a half an inch down, and right at the crown, I maybe went an inch down, and in the back, I did 2 inches down. So you're going to have a lot more depth as you work your way back. And now get that out of the way. And this last piece is going to be the 6-46. And all of this is with 10 volume, because we're just kind of keeping it, going a little bit deeper, keeping it on the same level. So we don't need to use anything else. And, you know, if this was a refresh, I could actually use the 6 volume lotion or gel in Vibrance, and we could just do the same thing, which is really awesome. I think especially for those hairstylists that are independent, that only have a small amount of room to work in, that being able to kind of go back and forth and use the same product in a different line is really key to being able to make as much money as possible and serve as many clients as possible without having to have like a million different lines in their shop. So I'm just going to stop there so I can go back in. We'll have enough time for some more photos, or questions, I mean. So basically on this side, we did a zigzag parting. The base color is 6-31 and 7-0 with 10 volume. I blend that in with the L-4, and then I kind of do the same thing, alternating with 7-42 and 7-1, and then alternate with 6-46. And I'll do that on the other side also. And we're going to bring Kara back in so I can show you exactly what she looks like again and how shiny and beautiful this color came out. Come out over, Kara. All right, let's see. Come further. Here we go. Turn around a little bit. I'm going to show you. See how natural and shiny that is? We have a really pretty, not a super dramatic money piece, but it just gives her a little bit of brightness around the face. Turn around this way a little bit. There we go. And you see all of that shine right there. That's so pretty. And you'll get to see a lot of the dimension. She is fully covered, as you can tell. No grays to be found right in here. And then with that little pop of L-44, turn around maybe all the way to the back and put your head back. You can see that it looks like a lot of dimension all the way through. And I really just basically did maybe 10 to 12 foils all the way through. So it really gives her that like money expensive brunette that everyone's seeing on Instagram now. And also so much shine. What do you guys think? You can go back. Thank you, Kara. Isn't she beautiful? What volume developer was used? That was with 40 volume. I used L-44 with 40 volume. You can use it with 30 to 40 volume, depending on how much lift you need, but I didn't really see the point in lifting too much. We really just wanted enough of a dimension to kind of give it a little bit of movement. Is there a starter kit available? I am not sure. You'll have to maybe either go to Cosmoprof or Paramount or whatever your distributor is, and they'll probably, I mean, I got an intro, so I would imagine that everybody else is going to be able to get that too, which was the full line of colors, the beautiful book that we have right here, which is, very easy to read, very thin, really light, so it like hides away in your little space, no problem. And of course, because there's no developers with them, we can use our IGORA Royal oil developers that we already have in our shop. Let's see. Anything. Thank you. Really nice to mention. Yes. So pretty, gorgeous. Looks great. I love it. Do the L series lift warm or cool on darker brunettes? I would say, I mean, everybody lifts warm, so I would go for that. Our dash 4 is a beige, which is a muted gold, so yes, that would be warm. But I happen to like that on a brunette, so that's just why I use the L series, and also because we didn't want to use any bleach lightener. Let's see. This, yes, is replacing Essensity. We've improved it by adding the oils in there. We have the same Phytolipid Technology, so it's the same kind of process to penetrate the hair color into the cuticle. So we have what is it called? I can't remember. Oh my God. Oh, apricot kernel oil and grapeseed oil, but also omega-9s, which really make the color molecules penetrate in and have a really nice, even kind of tone and color. And also for longevity. So because of the oils in there, it kind of seals everything down, and then therefore gives you a longer lasting color result. Can you use your Essensity developer? Because there's oil actually in the box, so the oil is now inside here, and we have amazing oils inside our IGORA Royal developer. There's really no need to use the IGORA or the Essensity developers at all, because we already have the technology is actually made to go with our IGORA Royal developers. Let's see. If I could put all the developers used with each formula. All right, I'm going to lift this up again so everyone can see. But all right, so I did the base was 6-31 and 7-0, a 1-to-1 ratio with 10 volume. And color formula 1 was 7-42 and 7-1, 1-to-1 ratio with 10 volume. And then color 2 was 6-46 with 10 volume. And color 3 was our L-44 with 40 volume. And then this is just my diagram of exactly the technique I used, which is really simple, really quick. I did it in 45 minutes. We got 100% gray coverage. We got multi-dimensional brunette. We got some highlights in there. So altogether, I would say this is a win-win, because I didn't have to use a multitude of different products. I didn't have to go in and use a demi, a permanent, a this and that. So I actually really am happy with the result. And I think Kara is too. Let's see. Is the L series more gentle than Blonde Me since you're using? I think so. The L series is made to be used with 30 and 40 volume. But I think it is a little gentler than using a bleach, because, you're only going to lift maybe up to 4 to 5 levels with the L series. Whereas, for example, Blonde Me 9 Plus, you can lift up to 9 levels. So yes, there would be more aggressive shifting in that. Win-win. Yes, Ian. Thank you. Thank you. The zigzag pattern, I absolutely love, and it's really easy to use on everyone. Like if someone has a thicker amount of hair, you can go deeper within here, or for someone like me with super fine hair, you can just kind of do right along the edge, but it kind of gives a really nice diffusion. And with the 2 different brown formulas that I used, I feel like we got a lot of dimension with that. Thank you. All right. So, again, thank you so much for joining me today. My name, again, is Alwyn Di Gregorio. I'm sure everyone will be able to watch this again. It will be saved to Facebook. So, anyone who is watching the replay, thank you so much. And I'm so happy that you could join us. I really hope that you can get out and try some of this, the IGORA Zero AM, because it's super, super soft. You get a really natural sheen, 100% gray coverage. For those clients that really, really want that free from philosophy, it's a win-win for everybody, honestly. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to hear all of your success stories after using it. Bye, everyone. Thank you.